What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super MechaGodzilla, or you could call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the deluxe Soul of Chogokin MechaGodzilla 1974. Revealed celebrating MechaGodzilla's 50th anniversary, fans went nuts seeing this figure revealed. Lights, sounds, a lot of things to look forward to with this beast. The price is really high though, $350, and it's as tall as X Plus figures. In fact, at Tamashii Nation 2024, he was displayed with some X Plus figures. Now the figure clocks in at an MSRP of $350 and will be brought over to the US thanks to Bandai Namco Collectibles. The figure scales at around a foot tall, and again, those sound and light features, the snazzy display base, there was so much to look forward to. And the figure featured more of a paint job than the SH Monstarts wishes it had. This makes the Monstarts figure look like a bootleg, and I'm not sorry for saying that. Now, will this figure be worth picking up? Is the price too high? Is the figure not worth it? A cash grab? Or something any robot or MechaGodzilla fan should have in their collection? Well, let's not waste any more time and see if this behemoth is worthy of a spot on that Showa Godzilla shelf. Where do I begin? This figure looks amazing. Now, one thing to make note right off the bat, the teeth are transparent, and I don't think that is suit accurate, so that's a bummer, but it's something you don't notice unless up close. That's really my only issue. Everything else on this figure is solid. The base color is this gunmetal silver and it looks really nice. It is such a nice look, and the type of silver looks a little dirty anyway, so it helps with the main look of the figure. The figure is also made out of die cast, so he is really heavy. When you get him, be very careful and hold onto him by the body if you pick him up. That's where most of the weight is. Don't lift him by the legs or the arms or the head or whatever. And be aware that he's heavy as well. The figure also features blue and brown shading throughout the figure. The brown is to make the figure appear dirty like he was in the movie. That makes sense. Some folks complained about the blue highlights, but this is something we've seen on the prototypes, so I don't think it's a big deal since this is the case where you get what you pay for. In my opinion though, the blue highlights look amazing, really nice, I love it. Makes the figure pop on the shelf. The sculpt work on the figure, mwah, chef's kiss. It is brilliant. As far as I know, I do believe this is accurate to the suit. I don't know if it's one-to-one because I didn't do any comparisons before this, but it is still an excellent look and representation of MechaGodzilla regardless. Everything you expect is here and accounted for. The finger missiles, the translucent eyes look really cool, and I really do like the heft he's got. The dorsal plates feature some of the blue coloration I mentioned previously, the tail is a segmented sculpt, and the rings on the shoulders, thank God, I was so worried they wouldn't fix this. The rings are no longer individual rings. They're one whole piece to avoid articulation issues that plagued the Monstarts figure. Again, thank God that was fixed. I was so worried about that. Also, you know this is a big figure, and his size too is really cool. Much bigger than the Kiryu Chogokin. Overall, I do believe MechaGodzilla is rock solid and beats the heck out of the Monstarts' cousin in terms of looks. He looks stunning in person. It's something you have to see to believe. He's really good looking, so with looks alone, he passes with flying colors.
Do not buy this figure if you're expecting high-end articulation, because this figure is not going to tick that box. So yeah, articulation is fairly limited, so whatever there is, we will go over it. Head can rotate 360 degrees. So you can recreate the scene where he's shooting from behind. Jaws on a hinge can open up this wide. Arms can rotate. It's on a ratchet. Can hinge outward just about this much. Biceps can swivel. Elbows are on a hinge. They can go just about this far, like around 45 degrees. Hands do not rotate 360. They can click to go to the side or go back to this position where you can have him shoot out the finger missiles. Waist is on a swivel. I'm not sure if it's connected to the light up or sound features at all, so try not to move it all the way, otherwise you may damage them, so do keep that in mind. Legs can go this far forward. Can go this far back. Knees can bend just about this much. Just one click. And feet are on ball joints. For accessories, I will go over the gimmicks and all that in a different segment. For accessories, he has his flight mode head, his flight mode tail, and he has this cool display base that can be displayed with him. It comes with 3 pieces, this, and that. I tried to disassemble them for the video, but it was not happening. It was like really tight, so I did not want to break anything. So this, and that. This clear piece is meant to hold up the tail, like so. And there you go, MechaGodzilla has a cool base to stand on. And my flight mode is fairly easy. Gotta pop the whole tail piece off. Gotta pop this new one in. Gotta pop the head off and pop in the new head. And there you go, MechaGodzilla is now in flight mode. And yes, the light up gimmick can work with the figure. With the lights, it's a little bit hard to see the light up feature, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, MechaGodzilla can be in flight mode. Awesome.
As you saw earlier, the tail can come off, revealing the battery compartment. There is one screw you need to take out to put the batteries in. The figure takes 2 AAA batteries, and no, he does not come with them. All of his dorsal plates on the back of his body are buttons to activate the features. I will go over all of them. This button right here powers the figure on. Here's how the figure looks with the lights on in the dark. It looks brighter than what the camera is showing, I promise. This button is to activate his sound for flight mode. The sound will go on forever until you hit the button again. This big button unleashes the chest beam. Holding the button will have the chest beam light and sound go on longer. This button is so he can put up a shield. It will make the eyes light up blue. And like flight mode, it will go on forever until you hit the button again. This button unleashes his finger missiles. The sound will go on forever if you keep holding the button. This button unleashes the eye beam, and the eyes light up in all sorts of colors the eye beam is made out of. The sound and the eyes will go on forever if you keep holding the button. This button unleashes his roar. And finally, this button will play his main theme for the movie, the whole track. So overall, MechaGodzilla has really cool features, and honestly, I get a kick out of them. They are so fun. Not cheap at all. They went all out with the features on this. And the lights are beautiful. I could seriously play around with this figure all day. Keep in mind, I don't know how long the batteries last. That information is unknown to me. But still, I really do like what we got here. It's really sweet. Here's a size comparison with other figures you may or may not own. The figure is huge, standing around a foot tall and towers over most figures, so he can't go with most monster arts. But luckily, if you collect X+, he'll scale with those figures just fine. Perfect. So do keep that in mind, he scales great with X+. Alright, this figure is really cool. Ticks all the boxes I was itching to get checked. Like I said earlier, do not pick this figure up for the articulation, he is not that posable. He makes for an amazing display piece and will light up any shelf you put him on. He commands a lot of attention. Yes, he's expensive, but honestly, I think he was worth it. He is a stunning piece and I highly recommend him for any hardcore MechaGodzilla fan. Casual fans, you may want to stay away, but diehard, yeah, I'd say get this, especially if any of the features manage to tickle your fancy. You will not be disappointed. Just be careful, this is not a kid's toy. This is a high-end adult collectible, so pick this up knowing what you are getting into and you'll be golden. And if you got the X+ 74 Godzilla and King Caesar to go with him, then that's awesome. He already has display buddies. Again, I highly recommend this piece if you can afford them. I'd say go for it. Don't touch what you can't afford, kids. Trust me. I will not hesitate to give this figure a perfect 10 out of 10. This quickly became one of my favorite figures of all time. He is that good. At least to me. Maybe your mileage may vary, but honestly, I don't think I'm in the minority here when I say he is fantastic.